Hey everybody, so I'm kind of going with my gut on this one. I'm taking a little bit of a risk here, but I do really think that this could be something. So in this video, I'm going to be taking this entire box of crackers, and they are, I mean, I don't normally like to give free advertising to brands, but I guess, Ritz is pretty good. They do pretty good work, so I'll throw them a bone, I tried to scribble it out here. See, I tried to scribble it out, but my Sharpie was out of ink. So Ritz crackers, not sponsored, but Ritz, you're welcome. I'm going to be taking this entire box of crackers and putting them in a Ziploc bag. The powder. I'm going to be taking each cracker in this box, I'm going to be taking individually and crushing in my hands, and then placing the crushed cracker into the Ziploc bag. You following me here? I know this is kind of high concept, but let's just get started because we've got a lot of crackers to go. So I'm hoping that they're all going to fit in this bag. I think it'll be all right. Ziploc, another brand that, again, I don't normally like to do sponsored stuff, but Ziploc, they do. Well, honestly, they don't do very good work because I bought a bunch of Ziploc bags recently and they zip open and shut about 2 or 3 times and then they're done. So I guess nowadays they make Ziplocs to be single-use Ziplocs. You can zip them and unzip them once each and then they're done. So F Ziploc, to be honest, but hopefully they'll do. So let's turn it around here. Let's just make this a regular bag. It's Colpiz. That's Ziploc backwards. Colpiz. And let's open up these Ritz crackers. So we've got 4 sleeves here of Ritz crackers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, no, I'm not going to count them because everybody was like, "This is boring" on the video where I counted rice. Even though, take a look at the numbers on the rice video, blew up. So I'm sorry, but some of you are just wrong, and I got to pay my rent somehow. So, well, let's just get started. I don't really know how long this is going to take, but it's exciting. I'm excited that you all are here with me on this journey. And it should be pretty interesting. So we've got our first cracker here. And I'm just going to crush it in my hands like this. And then we're going to, so that's 1 crushed cracker. We've got our first crushed cracker in the bag. Okay. Let's do a second crushed cracker. And I'm not gonna count all of them out individually. I'm just gonna keep crushing crackers, and then maybe talk about some other things that are on my mind. They thought last night. Well, they were saying that we were supposed to get a bunch of rain yesterday, and we did. I was kind of surprised because I was thinking that first they said, we're hoping that there's going to be some rain. Don't worry, guys, because in LA, it's been a really pretty horrible, well, it hasn't been horrible. I guess I shouldn't complain, but it's just been very, is this the best way to, can you see that? Can you see my hand in the bag crushing the cracker? I don't know. This is a new thing here, so we're figuring it out as we go. So it's been very warm the past few months. All winter really, it's been kind of abnormally warm out here, and it's been like 100 degrees, So Jesus Christ, and now the sun is already back, straight down the barrel of my eye hole. Anyway, we haven't gotten a whole lot of rain recently. And so they said the other day, we might get some rain next week, Can you see this? I hope that you can see this, the crackers being crushed. Or maybe nobody cares. I don't know. I don't know. This is a brand new sort of exercise. I've never done this before. Well, nobody's ever done this before. So this is sort of new. This is kind of groundbreaking. Cracker breaking. So then it sort of leaves a little bit of a, okay, can the sun please go back in the clouds or go behind the tree? Can we pick one or the other, please? Because it's right in my fucking face. I think I might need to crush these crackers a little bit more because they're not very crushed. We want it to be a fine powder. We don't want it to be this, we don't want it to be flaky crackers. All right. So they were saying that it was going to rain, you know. They were not sure. Well, at first they were sure, and they said it's probably going to rain next week. Don't worry, everybody. You know, respite is here from the hot sun. And then they said, you know what? It might not rain, actually. So I was like, well, that, you know, at least they were kind enough to give us some hope for a few days. All right. Jesus fuck! I can't do this with the sun in my face. That's the whole reason why I picked this parking spot. I can't do this with the sun in my fucking face. Because then it blinds me, number one, and makes the car heat up quicker. I hope you can hear that. I hope you can hear maybe I wish I had an ASMR microphone or something. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So they said they were thinking that it was, well, at first they said we might get some rain sometime next week. And so I was like, oh man, that'd be great, you know. And they were like, don't worry, everybody, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna get some rain. It's gonna, you know, wash away all the horrible memories of this heat wave that's just been awful, you know. And then they said, actually, you know what? Just kidding. It's probably not going to rain. And so I was like, well, thanks for nothing, you know. And then they said, well, it might rain, you know, maybe. They were saying like 10 or 20% chance, 10, 15, 20% chance of rain, you know. So then I was like, okay, so it's not going to rain then, you know. And they were like, no, it might, I don't, you know, there's a little small chance, you know, maybe. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to proceed as though it's not going to rain. And then if it does, then I'll have an umbrella. I have an umbrella, you know. So I was like, well, it might rain. Okay. Maybe it'll rain. I don't know. And there were some times yesterday where I was thinking that it was going to rain. I was like, damn, it looks like it's going to rain. You know how sometimes it looks like the sky is pregnant with the rain, you know, and it's like any minute now it's going to start coming down. And there would be little drippies and droppies every once in a while, but it never quite happened during the day. So I said, well, it didn't rain. I guess we have our answer then, you know. All of a sudden I woke up this morning and the ground was wet. Everything was wet. So I was like, oh my gosh, we must have got, you know, I mean, it must have spritzed a little bit, you know. Because it didn't look like it was going to rain. So I was like, well, it must have, you know, kind of just a little bit of rain, you know. And I went outside, you know, and there's a bucket out there that I had left out there. And there was a good, you know, quarter of an inch of water in the bucket. Quarter, half an inch, you know. And so I was like, damn, so we did get a little bit of rain. That's a pretty decent amount of rain. I mean, for out here, you know, it did not rain, you know. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good, I think. We're definitely going to have to go to the vacuum after this, but that's okay. I'm also worried that I may have put a hole in the bag when I was further crushing the crackers. So here we have these. This is our cracker crush so far. And we're most of the way through our first sleeve. Just got a little bit to go here. So hopefully this one won't be too, hopefully this one won't be too ridiculously long. I mean, hopefully it won't be too long here. Yeah, so it did end up raining. I doubt that it's going to rain again for a long time, but we'll see, But I knew, because the whole time that it was 100 degrees, I was like, it's been 100 degrees, but I bet, you know what I bet? I bet it's going to rain at least once more before the end of the season. Because out here, the rain season is, we have a wet and a dry season. So the rain, it'll rain between, October and April is typically the wet season. I kind of don't want to do this anymore, to be honest, but I started already, so I have to finish it. I thought that, to be honest with you, I thought that this was going to be easy, but I mean, it is easy, but it's annoying, It's just, hopefully it'll be worth it though. Hopefully when we get the big bag of crushed crackers at the end, it'll be worth it. I don't know why it would be worth it, but wherever. Oh yeah, that's good, that angle. Yeah, see, so you can see it crumble all over my car and my shorts. But that's all right. So it rained last night. And so today it's been pretty warm. No, actually, I'm sorry. It's been the opposite thing. Would it be cheating if I crushed more than one at once? Yeah, it would. Let's preserve the sanctity of the concept. Yeah, it would, because then that's not, crushed crackers. It's one thing, I'll tell you what. It's one thing when you're doing this kind of nonsense and you're like, well, this is going to pop off, so it's worth it. All I have to do is do it, and it's going to be money in the bank, But when it's something like this, where it's like, this is tedious and annoying and stupid, and also it's probably not going to work, then that becomes even more defeating. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Something about just the hum of everyone else driving on their way to go to their jobs, and I'm sitting here in the car crushing crackers one by one and putting them in a Ziploc bag. I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? What has happened to my life? It's like, sometimes I do have these sort of rare moments of lucidity where I'm like, what happened? How did it get to this point? And it's like you sort of just go through life and you're just trying to get through the day, and then you're just trying to keep it all level, And then sometimes all of a sudden you realize, Jesus, I really just floated 3,000 feet down into the depths. And I didn't even realize it. This car's a fucking mess. Look at this. Look at this. My hands are a mess. What is this? What even is this? Okay, well, we got our first sleeve of crackers crushed for no reason. It's not really much of an accomplishment because it's a useless activity to begin with. And I don't even know where to... I guess I might as well just do this to my hands because the car's fucked anyway. I'm going to have to go over to the car wash and vacuum it out. God. Sorry, my mood just fell off a cliff. I don't know what happened. I started this morning, I was going to be like, yeah, crushing crackers. Fuck yeah, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be easy. Piece of cake. Let's just bang this out. So that, if you've ever wondered what a whole sleeve of Ritz crackers looks like when you crush the crackers individually and then put them in a Ziploc bag, this is it. So we got 3 sleeves to go. Three sleeves to go. How long have we been recording? 15 minutes. Second sleeve. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That gave me post-traumatic cracker disorder from counting the rice grains over and over again. And you know something? I'm also probably going to get lung cancer from inhaling aerosoled crackers. Gonna get cracker lung. Sorry, I don't know why. This nonsense is just rubbing me the wrong way this morning. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, I guess. Nonsense. Just completely of my own design. I have no one to blame but myself. I'm sitting here of my own free will doing this. Look at this. Look at my lap. I don't have to do this. I chose to do this. I hate it. And for some reason, I'm still doing it. And with every cracker that I continue to crush, I'm just like, why am I doing this? I thought I'd at least make it through 3 sleeves before it totally went fucky. Sorry, I shouldn't curse as much. I apologize. I curse a lot and I really shouldn't. All right, hang on. I need to just take a second here. Recenter. All right, I just need to. I need to go outside and shake all this off for a second. I'm just sitting here in cracker filth. Disgusting. It's disgusting. The cracker crusher. The cracker crusher. That's me, the cracker crusher. All right. I feel I'm getting a second wind here. I think I didn't expect it to be this messy. I think the messiness is sort of what's setting me over the edge. The fact that I'm just making every crevice of my car disgusting in a way that's going to be very difficult to clean. For no reason, basically. That's what really gets me sometimes. All right. So this is officially, now I am announcing that this is the time stamp of the video where Dan becomes happy. So if you want to put in the comments, Dan becomes happy at this timestamp. If anybody wants to skip that miserable Dan, this is it. Ah! The Cracker Crusher. That could be a good name for, well, never mind. You know, so now when it sort of feels good on my hands, honestly. It's kind of exfoliating. It's sort of, when you do it in the way that I've been doing it, which is you do this and then you sort of, then it's not bad. I'm sorry. I don't know what that was. I just want to apologize. Cracker Crusher. I'm trying to think of something else to talk about while I crush these crackers. I already talked about the rain. I already talked about the futility of existence. What month is it? April. Happy April 1st. Oh, good. Yay. More rent day. Paying rent day. April Fool's Day. April. Another month where nothing happens. Where nothing fucking happens. The months of the year are just... Why do we even have them? Honestly. It's just, yeah. It's another day, you know? Same as all the others. What's the difference? Sorry, I said this was going to be the part of the video where I'm happy. Maybe I should go on Wellbutrin. I've heard that Wellbutrin can be pretty good. Okay, so these crackers are not quite crushed to the fine powder that I'm advertising in the title. So what I'm trying to do right now is sort of knead the crackers. This is kind of fun now, actually. Now that we have all these crushed crackers, it's kind of fun. This is kind of cool. Now I'm starting to see the vision. Okay, all right. Now I'm starting to see why. This is what it's all about, you know? I'm starting to see why we do this. It's fun to really get this bag full and get a whole handful. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah. Crushing the crackers. It's rain and crackers! Okay, this is, all right. This is interesting now. This is getting interesting, I'll admit. I guess that's what I'll have to do, is I'll have to do a first pass of a crush and then a second pass, which I just get in there with my hands. The Cracker Crusher. So thanks, you know, I do appreciate the effort with the green goblin, or the green fucker, the green guy with glasses. It's just not the one. Sorry. It's not the one. It's not the one. So live to meme another day. Memes. Almost done with the second sleeve of crackers. You know what I don't understand? No, sorry. I can't. There have been several topics that Eddie says I'm not allowed to bring up in any more videos. Dogs, sucking dick, which I didn't think I brought up that much, but I guess I don't know. I guess I do. I don't know. Sorry. God fucking damn it. Eddie, cut that out. Cut that out. Cracker crusher. Look at this. I dropped an uncrushed cracker into the crushed crackers. Sorry. That would be pretty horrifying if you were a cracker. Now, it makes me too sad to think of, because originally I was going to think about doing a bid where I was like, no, stop, no, please. But that sort of bums me out. That makes me upset. So maybe the bid could be that they like being crushed. Like, yay, please, yay. Yay, please crush me. Yay. That's kind of fun, right? I don't know. Crackers that like being crushed. Crackers that like being fucking crushed. Crushing crackers. Crushing crackers. Sitting here crushing crackers in my car. On the side of the road. Next to a dumpster. We're halfway done. The crackers are halfway crushed. Why did I buy this big box? Why didn't I buy a smaller box? There's so many crackers in here. The worst is it. No, okay, all right. Happy. What makes me happy? Let's think about something that makes me happy. Crushing crackers, yay! The Cracker Crusher. By the way, Red Cowboy. This is just a great example of stuff that is just, it's you know, honestly, I feel bad for all of you because you are all going to be the people in like 20 or 30 years when people look back at some of this stuff like Red Cowboy, you know, crushed crackers, Wiener Boys, you know, and they're going to be like, how could people have not appreciated that during its time, you know? And the answer is just going to be like, well, people just didn't, you know, I don't know, people, you know, I don't know. There's so many crackers in here. I'm sick of this. I'm fully sick of this. But the cracker pile is piling up. See that? I think what I need to do is not stop. Because I keep stopping and going like, woe is me, my life is terrible. And I need to just keep crushing the crackers. And not think about it. I need to get a lobotomy. crushing crackers into a Ziploc bag. We're just doing some more cracker kneading right now. You know what it is? I sort of like to, like, it's sort of like I'm my own lab rat, you know? Because this morning I walked into the store and I was like, what are we going to do this morning, you know? And I saw the crackers on the shelf and I was like, how about we just crush crackers individually into a Ziploc bag? You know, sure. And I thought, geez, I mean, what's that even going to be like? I've never done that before. I have no idea what to expect from this process, you know. But I said, oh, who cares? Let's just, you know, we'll just see what happens. Let's just throw future Dan into it and see what he does, you know. They're all in my leg hairs. I could stop at any time. That's the craziest part. That's the craziest part. The craziest part is I could stop at any time and just not do this. So it rained earlier. Wait a minute. This box says that you can simply twist the bag and reclose it. I'm not sure about that. Let's test it out. Let's test that out here. Okay, so you see it's open here and it's open at the top. I guess. Is that airtight? I mean, I guess. Really riveting stuff, Dan. Let's do a cracker mess inventory here. See, it's all over the thing. It's all over the steering wheel. But it'll be so worth it when we have a bag of crumbs. Maybe I'll sell it. And I'll sign the front of it and sell it. Should have got an ASMR microphone here. All right, so we're almost done with the third sleeve. I'm not going to crush them I'm not going to crush them all together. Don't worry, I'm still going to crush them individually. I'm just taking them out so that I can quickly put them in my hand like this. This is the lightning round. The good thing about Ritz crackers is that they're easy to crush. So let's do another kneading. We want to make sure that we get all of this. Now that's kind of interesting. I'm actually going to go ahead and put you guys in the bag here so that you can see the inside of the crushed crackers. because it's kind of cool. Hang on a minute. Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, wow, here we go. We're in crushed cracker land. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, let's dust myself off here. It's in my eyes. It's in my eyes. Fucking damn it. All right, I know there's only one left, but I just need a fucking minute. Cracker crusher. The cracker crusher. By the way, the reason why I'm a red, you know what? I think you guys get it already. I think you guys know the drill. And so check this out. We actually got a pretty hefty bag of crushed crackers here. This is pretty hefty. And with one more sleeve added on top of this, anything could happen. So stay tuned. It's going to get pretty crazy in here. Knuckle cracker. Knuckle cracker. Okay, home stretch. Last cracker sleeve. So, Eddie, what I want you to do is, I want you to total the amount of crackers that were crushed in this video, and then put that in the title. The title is going to be, I'm thinking the title should be, crushing, you know, however many it is, 200 crackers individually or something, into a fine powder. So, crushing 200 crackers individually into a fine powder. That's pretty good, right? That's the type of video, you know. That's the type of video that'll get me on Ellen. The cracker crusher. By the way, I would love it if, you know, I feel a little bit silly. Because, so green guy with glasses was sort of the meme that I picked to be the front runner for my Hawk Tua. And I did a whole promotional campaign for green guy with glasses, but it didn't really connect. And then the following day I came up with the red cowboy. Now, I'm sort of getting a little, I sort of feel a little regretful, because I think that the red cowboy would have been better to sort of groom, or not, you know, groom to be the front runner. You know, grooming isn't, I gotta stop right here. Grooming, in the sense that everybody understands, is bad. Let me say that unequivocally. But there is some grooming that is good, like grooming a dog with a brush, you know. Eddie, take that out. Eddie better take that out. Almost done. Halfway through the last cracker sleeve. This reminds me of, jeez. This reminds me of an old friend of mine that some of you may remember, Randall Cracker and Susan Cracker, Randall Cracker Jr., the Cracker family. They live in Phoenix now, I think. Sometimes I see Randall on Twitter, you know. It's a shame. It's a shame what happened. Sometimes some people just are doomed from the beginning. You know, it's like their birth is sort of like a prophecy. This person is going to die in a gutter. And the rest of their life, they're just sort of meandering about as the dark cloud of fate follows them from behind. But also, I suppose you could say that about any of us, right? I mean, at the end of the day, we're sort of all surrounded by the... Sorry, nihilism was the fourth thing that Eddie told me not to bring up in videos anymore. Oh my god, I'm getting so excited. We're almost done. We've only got a few more crackers in the sleeve to go. The Cracker Crusher. Oh, thank you, God. Just two more. Last cracker being crushed. Crushing the last cracker. All right. So now we just have to knead the remaining cracker dust so that it's all a fine powder. And then we will have our cracker dust, which I will be autographing and selling to the highest bidder. All right. So, if you see, this is what I'm talking about. Ziploc bags, you're only able to zip them a few times before they just break. It never used to be like that. It never used to be like this. Okay, well, this is what happens when you crush 100 or so cracker. I didn't count them, but when you crush crackers into fine powder and put them in a Ziploc bag. Now let's get at the thumbnail. Shit. Okay, well, this was a completely useless and stupid activity that was of no benefit or value to anyone. I hated doing it. I hated every second of it. I don't feel any sense of accomplishment. And that's it. So thanks everybody for watching. Let's take a final inventory. See, you can see it's all over. It's all over my car. It's all on my legs. It's all on my steering wheel. Cracker Crusher. Just call me the Cracker Crusher.